Did you see SBF wrote a whole Substack today?
I didn't want to read it. I didn't give a shit. What did he say?
I didn't want to read it either. I didn't because I was like, this is all nonsense.
By the way, something to discuss. They've found $5 billion and they have a pathway to find the rest.
Is that true? I saw it. I read it. Why should we believe that?
Well, we'll see.
Where does $5 billion come out of nowhere? He said there was $350 million of cash. He wrote that in his Substack. I read the first.
He's
part
a liar. The guy's a liar.
So where's this $5 billion popping out of?
Maybe he's a moron.
So does he get off? Do you go to jail for being stupid?
No. You can plead stupid. You can plead stupid.
Look, if you're looking at your phone driving and hit a person and kill them, you're just stupid and negligent, and you go to prison.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, group chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Hey everybody, welcome to group chat.
Woo!
Who's ready to party?
We all are.
No one. You guys are parents
ready.
now. You're not partying. You're probably not even going to make it to Coachella.
Come on. I'll be there.
I don't know. We'll see. Anand has a very strict.
I'd be bummed out if it rained at Coachella.
It did one year, right?
And that was not hot.
Yeah, but I feel like, we're getting all the rain out of the way now. We're fucking, it's the great flood. Anyway, we'll talk about that. Got to catch up on Coachella a little bit. I know you guys already did, but I want to jump in. And then we got a lot to talk about. I mean, economy's ripping. Inflation's over.
Yep.
Fraud is hot. Woo! I mean, I would say fraud. Like, if you're looking to get in, like, what business sector should I get into? Fraud. Look that up. And wherever you feel like you can be the fraudiest, jump in that way. Because fraud is the most active segment in business of the last 3 years, I would say.
It's pretty sad.
And we got a lot of other random news to talk about. We're talking about wokeness a little bit, which is interesting. Yeah. That's a hot topic everyone loves talking about, especially on the internet. We obviously end the episode with our winners, losers, and content recommendations. So we got a hot one. It's perfect to finish off your week right, send you into the weekend with some good content.
Dee and I are attending the Lakers-Mavericks game tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And you're probably listening to this after the game. But we're in seats. You may have seen us.
So you're looking for a picture. You want that picture that I got.
Yeah,
is that what you want? Is that what you're hinting at?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me get some
I'll
love.
message her. Make sure you get your picture.
Let on and get some hot content. If you spot him on the TV screen, make sure you get a good one. There we go. There's a little challenge. Where's Anand?
He's
okay,
there
you
too.
Yeah, but we're looking for you.
Yeah,
Dee
you're
already
fishing
got
here.
his
You're
pick.
fishing. You're going on an expedition.
Dee got his pick. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Here we are. Welcome to Group Chat. It's time to talk. We're 2 weeks into the new year. I will say time, like, we're moving along. It's almost February.
I know, dude. That's kind of scary.
Pretty scary. It's almost Coachella time. I know I missed it, but
do you have any thoughts?
I would like to. Yeah, I'm also old.
Yeah.
I know some of these acts. I will say, in the We're Not Really Strangers office.
Name someone you've heard of.
Well, let me look at it. I want to be honest.
Bad Bunny.
I know Bad Booney.
Booney.
I know Blackpink. Let me see. So obviously we all know Dominic Fike. I saw he was high up there.
Yeah, I know that guy.
You know what's funny is when I posted, the sad realization we're old, like our friends of our age group either said, yeah, sad, I felt the same way. And then the others were like, this lineup sucks. So we are just old.
Yeah.
Because young kids were like, oh, this is the hottest lineup.
A lot of people said this is the best lineup in years.
Well, yeah, we're old.
Yeah.
I know Idris Elba.
Yeah, that's who I said I knew too.
I've seen him at Bootsy Bellows.
Yeah, I know Idris Elba. I knew Metro Boomin. Metro Boomin is for the boomers. It should be Metro Boomers.
Oh, Metro Boomers. That'd be sick.
I'm a Kid Laroi guy.
Labyrinth was the whole theme song for Euphoria.
Kid Laroi. I'm with the youth.
All of the scoring, Kid Laroi. All the scoring for Euphoria is Labyrinth. Flo Milli. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course, Becky G, Young and Reckless office regular.
But
back
you
in the
know
day.
her because of Young and Reckless. You wouldn't know Becky G. If
No,
you
no,
were
no.
just-
So I'm trying to find some obscure stuff that I know that you guys might not. Yeah, I'm old. It turns out I'm just old.
I'm curious to see.
Obviously, Dominic Fike. You guys know him.
See, we saw the dip in ticket prices last year. There was tickets below retail.
Yep.
Definitely has to be this year.
Yeah, because you don't have the old people who's spending the money.
Yeah. Well, the old people go anyways.
IDK, good one. Pierre Bourne.
Like, are you going the full weekend like last time?
That is the game plan.
Really?
Yeah.
Has that
That
been
is the game
discussed?
plan.
Has that been discussed at home?
No,
that
that
been
is not
approved?
discussed at home. That has not been approved. I have not got formal approval.
I think I'll do the
So
12
you'll be
hour-
there for Sunday night.
I did 12 hours last time. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Actually, probably did 15 hours. Yeah.
I think I'm going to go completely just hang out, go
go
to
to
some of
parties.
the Revolve H Wood stuff, and then watch Frank Ocean.
Oh, you're actually going to go to the festival.
I feel the urge to see Frank Ocean if he's actually really going to perform. Like, I feel like it's kind of like it's a moment, you know?
Okay.
If
So you're
he doesn't
Pay
bail
for
out
the
or whatever.
artist tickets to see one act on Sunday night.
Yeah, I'm sure, we probably have a friend of a friend of a friend, right? I have a goal this year to go to more concerts, more Hollywood Bowl.
I mean, what'd you do? 0 last year?
I did a bunch.
No, I know you did. I'm asking drama.
0. Yeah, 0.
Yeah, you did 0. So if you do 1, you've got
100%.
a huge
Goal
increase.
accomplished. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I'm going to go watch Frank Ocean. I'm done for the year.
Yeah.
But no, I
You
want to go to
really
like
don't
Hollywood
take it-
Bowl and like go to these things,
Yeah, you don't take advantage. You are in next to very amazing venues too.
Yeah, and there's some great. What we get to do? Like I told you this. Like I'm next to a whatever. I post pictures all the time. I'm next to the Palladium,
Yeah.
and there's you can see like who has what lines.
Yeah.
Like there was this act the other day. I forget what they're called already, but they had this crazy line, like bigger than anyone. I looked at someone I've never heard of, and their music's great. And now they play it in the office all the time. But
Who is it?
He said he forgot.
I already forget.
Big
Very
impactful artist.
Yeah. God, I forget. But anyway, you can really like learn the youth from the comfort of your balcony
Yeah.
if you live by these venues. It's really interesting.
I mean, that's what I saw with Baby Keem when I went to, it was a smaller venue before he obviously toured with Kendrick. The youth were enamored with this guy.
They were already. You just found out.
I agree. I'm old.
Yeah, like Dominic Fike's line was absurd.
He's on Euphoria though, right?
Yeah.
His
That's what I'm saying,
documentary,
like, I
great. I watched it.
Wait, which guy is he on Euphoria?
He's the musician guy, like the one that is kind of like Zendaya.
Oh yeah, of
likes
course.
and
Yeah. I didn't. Yeah, that's right. I did.
He's
know
a really sick artist. He's really, really
His
talented.
music is incredible.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was trying to find this group and I couldn't. So anyway, okay, Coachella. So hopefully we all make it there in whole or in little parts.
15
Yeah.
hours in and out.
That's your
my
goal.
commitment. That's my commitment.
Okay. All right. Well, we're 2 weeks in. Here's some good news. Starting the year off with some good news. Inflation is over.
It's only
We are no
6.5%.
longer inflated. we
So on
are
the-
home free. I didn't check the market today. Are we ripping?
Yep. We
so,
are ripping.
So on the last pod, we gave what the expectations were from economists, which was 6.5%. I said 6.4. D said 6.6. Came in flat at 6.5. The funniest part about all of this is last night, the White House releases that Biden's going to speak today about inflation. So the market just started ripping. They're like, oh, he's taking a victory lap.
Because they get the information.
They got days before.
Yeah, they get it a few days
Think about
before.
how much chicanery is going on there.
Yeah.
When you know, and we, at least in my...
You know where this inflation report was? In his garage, where they're finding all these other documents.
No,
It's such a shit
but it's
show.
so ridiculous because I mean, this is the most volatile the market's been at least since 2008. But this information is like leaking and it's everywhere and people can trade on it. You think Ken Griffin returned 37% last year without getting some reports before?
No, man. He's just good.
He had keys to the garage. He had his own garage code.
Apparently, everyone has keys to his garage because everyone
It's
saw
a
this
wide
report.
open garage. Holy shit. It's pretty wild. Like how, if you really pay attention to that now, like the way the market reacts right before these big, because, you know, like a couple people have the keys and then everyone else finds out, like everyone else sees that there's a giveaway going on and just rides the wave. But it's pretty crazy how much there are these fluctuations right before these things.
The market was up, but it fluctuated, but ended up green. It wasn't like a total rip.
Yeah.
So I do think the sentiment is changing, and the consensus for the first half of this year across all of Wall Street was that the stock market's going to be a complete disaster. We're going to have terrible earnings. We're going to have terrible everything. Market's going to crash.
Yeah.
What we've learned in the last 20 years of being an adult and following these markets is consensus is always wrong. And I don't think first quarter earnings are going to be that bad. I just don't.
I think so. Because they're all going to warn that their business is slowed down. And that will crush the market.
Yeah, I just don't believe it.
I mean, Lululemon was the first in the retail.
But what you're seeing is that there's so much money on the sidelines that they're just waiting to make sure it's not a catastrophe. If it's a catastrophe, sure, but I don't think wage growth, or not wage growth, job growth is still there. People are still employed. Companies only in tech are really laying off en masse, and no one else is doing it. And I think the consumer's still pretty strong.
So you think we're kind of like there's light at the end of the tunnel already?
I think we're still gonna, go up and down as terms of the stock market. I don't think we're going to be in this like bull market right away. But I don't see like a leg down.
Okay, well, I love it. I mean, I hope you're right.
I see a broken leg.
Yeah, there's so many people. You're right. The consensus is never right, but there's so many people talking about how like there's.
Remember consensus in November 2021? We're buying gifts on computers and like nonsense of like everything under the sun. That was consensus. That was
what
wrong.
I specifically remember is like right when I kind of started paying attention to the stock market a little bit more was like in the old office when, you would always have CNBC or whatever on in your office. And there was so many times, like there was one day in particular that I remember, I forget what year, but probably 2018 or 17. And like, there was a pretty big dip or some real volatility. And it was like, this is it. Like finally the recession is here. It is here. It was on all the fucking talking points, whatever. And then literally like a week later it was over and back to ripping.
Yeah, I think that was 2018.
Yeah.
That was when tech had like it's like a pretty big dip. It was because now if you think about it in hindsight, we know all that matters is interest rates. It was because the Fed was signaling that they're going to raise interest rate and tech just sold off like week after week after week. And then the Fed never actually did anything and market ripped.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, here are some things on inflation that I think are definitely worth discussing. So, part of it is like breaking down the prices of things. So these are some categories, year over year price increases or decreases. Eggs is up 59.9%. Oil, 41.5%. Butter, margarine, 35%. Airfare, 28%. Lettuce, 25%. Utility, 19%. Public transportation, 18%. The big things that went down, number one, 14.5%. Televisions. Great time to buy a TV. Used cars, down 8.8%. Computers and smart home assistants, 5.8%. Bacon is down 3.7%.
Love that.
People love bacon. Why is it down?
Huge bacon
Beef is
guy.
down 3%.
Love beef.
You should be buying bacon and used cars.
I'm getting creamed on eggs, so I'll tell you what. I just decided like this year I started cooking my own breakfast every morning, like just to like I just have my eggs and my bacon and that's just part of my new routine. And I'm getting creamed.
Yeah.
I jumped in right as everything was fucking up 50%.
Yeah. You're probably spending an extra $2,000 a year on eggs.
Yeah, I also decided I wanted to travel a little more this year. Guess what? Creamed.
Airfare.
Get rid of eggs.
It's
Maybe you
it's
can
beef
afford a
and
flight.
bacon for me.
Where are you trying to travel to? I'm curious.
Just little things. I want to spend a little more time in the spring in New York. I want to go to
Cabo.
Mexico more often. This is the first year where I looked at our calendar of like federal holiday days off, and I'm not going to, like, what always happens to me is these days just creep up, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, did you know this weekend's a 3-day weekend? And I'm like, fuck, like I have no.
Well, guess what? This weekend is a 3-day weekend.
I know, it happened right now. It happened right now, and I was like, God damn it, never again. And so, you know, for me, like, I don't have kids. You know, I will one day. There's like zero excuse, and I'm kind of getting to the end of like no excuse to not just take these little trips. No, but I'm just saying.
This is your
I'm
announcement?
36 years old. I mean, how much longer am I going to go here? So it's not that I have like big, like I want to go tour Brazil, but like I just,
I do think you need to expand more than Cabo, Hawaii, and New York. That's my only suggestion.
Sure. I agree. We're going to go to Paris. We have an employee that lives in Paris. We're going to go there for a while.
Oh, that's good.
Go to Costa
I'd like to
Rica.
expand my beaches. You know,
Costa Rica is stupid.
I heard it's amazing.
Well, I love beaches, but I'm pretty like narrow-minded when it comes to where I go. So I'd love to expand that.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Bahamas, St. Bart's.
Yeah, Bahamas set up a little crypto exchange.
I think for drama, it'd be good to see like, you know, the basics.
The Caribbean, so you could go there.
I know, but that's just going to Cabo then. Just going to another beach town.
Turks
it's
and
more of like,
Caicos.
yeah, go to see all of
Amsterdam?
Europe. Go to Italy.
Yeah, you have to go to
Sure,
Italy.
Italy. Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah.
I'm good on Amsterdam. Like, what is it?
Amsterdam's great.
Or you go Heineken, Anne Frank's Closet. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm more of an Italy guy.
Yeah.
Italy's
I'd
great.
like to see Rome, and I'd also like to take in the beautiful sights of the Italian coast.
Yeah, I mean, there's like 50 places in Italy you can go
Italy,
to and not go wrong.
That's what I'm saying. Do Italy, do Paris, there's a lot to see in Europe.
He would love Tokyo. He'd be obsessed with Tokyo.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm giving up the eggs, and I'm traveling.
Yeah, you cut off those eggs,
Tokyo,
you can go all over the world.
Yeah,
I think
that's my
Tokyo-
travel budget.
Italy and Tokyo. Let's knock
Tokyo
those two
feels
out
aggressive.
in 2023.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, if this inflation number comes down, because right now, airfare and eggs, I love both.
Well, speaking of airfare, Anand's favorite, I remember he wanted him to become president. Mayor
boy.
Pete. I vividly remember on his podcast.
Man, that was a bad.
I turned on Mayor Pete as soon as the ports happened. Let's be
You
clear.
did. But you had some good bets. You had Drake, you had these people, but man, you blew it on Mayor Pete.
And it's so funny. He just did like an interview on Fox News the other day, and everyone's like, Mayor Pete Buttigieg is so good. Just because you're good at talking on TV does not mean you're good at fucking anything else.
So I'll play the counter. He's probably a better president than a transportation secretary.
Why, do presidents do nothing?
Yes.
No, transportation
They have to
secretary
motivate. They have to motivate. They have to negotiate.
So you're saying he's a good motivator, he's a bad
Wait,
executor.
he's negotiating. He's negotiating that we can never fly again. That's his
Yeah.
negotiation. Yesterday
like this
morning,
guy.
I was supposed to fly. On Monday, I decided not to. Wednesday morning, I got a text. The entire FAA and all the flights in America were grounded for a few hours.
Oh, yeah. That was a computer problem or something?
Yes.
Come on,
We
Pete.
know we have infrastructure problems in this country. We're passing billions and trillions of dollars. Climate this, climate that. Fucking put some money into our basic infrastructure
Isn't
so that
every
this doesn't happen.
third one of those bills called an infrastructure bill?
Yeah.
the software is outdated, so there's glitches in the software. But these things we need to like get ahead of, and like who's thinking
Pete,
about it?
That's
we're all
his fucking job.
I
There's something about
agree.
Pete's, you know? I bet your boy Pete might be more effective than Mayor Pete. Yeah,
I just can't believe like
No, it just turns out that the mayor of a small town in Indiana shouldn't be involved with the
With
transportation grid.
Yeah. Like, and what's
Didn't the
funny
guy
is,
just take like paternity leave or something? Like he seems
yeah,
to be
the ports crisis. I mean,
taking more
between the
vacations
ports,
than I am.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, even I remember when he was running for president, they interviewed people in the town of Indiana that he came from. And they were like, well, we have potholes, our school sucks. It's just like, this is not a good city.
Yeah. Have him fucking be in charge of the world.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, hey, you can't get them all right. And Mayor Pete shit the bed.
Yeah,
Okay.
not going to disagree.
Here's a little jump. What about this story? Like, I feel like we live in the most fraudulent, like if you could somehow have a fraud graph of the amount of fraud in the world, I will say in the United States, over the last 100 years, I feel like the peak fraud was in the last 3 years.
Between all the PPP stuff.
Yeah. Just general social media kind of fuckery, we'll say.
Yeah.
Keep going. Businesses, obviously SBF, FTX.
A lot of the funny business that was happening in a lot of these venture-backed companies.
A lot of these influencer coin pumps and projects.
Yeah. Oh, crypto was riddled with fraud.
Okay, well, here's this one. So there's this company, Frank, this fintech startup, Frank.
I never even heard of it.
Never heard of it.
I haven't either, because you'll find out why here in a second. No one has, because it was all fake. So JP Morgan acquired them for $175 million. And they're now suing them because it was fake. Is this right? Their data was fake. Their users were fake. It was all fake.
4.5 million using fake user accounts. And this is on JP Morgan. Sorry. You're the one shitting on everything in finance that's not named stealing from the average American. And you got screwed. You didn't do diligence.
I wonder how well they did it.
You're supportive of the fraud.
I'm supportive of JP Morgan getting screwed, correct.
But you're supportive of the founder. It's a good move for her that she committed fraud.
No, I'm not supportive of the founder. I'm supportive of like, hey, JP Morgan, you dummies, you didn't do any diligence and you got botched on a $175 million acquisition. This is on you, not anyone else.
What if the lie was just really good?
Yeah.
Did you not do customer checks? Did you not like ask for email addresses? I mean, what the hell did you do?
Well, they talked about that like the level of fraud was so good that it took them time to figure it out. When you have millions of customers, it's the same thing with Twitter bots. How many people are actual users of Twitter? Only a few people know that information. And so I agree. It is JP Morgan's fault that they didn't do the diligence.
And they bought it at the peak, September of 2021. They did zero diligence. That was the time where, so then give the money back to all the venture funds that are going to go zeros because of everything they invested in 2021.
But she still committed fraud.
She did.
Yeah, they're both wrong. Look, they're both wrong. We're getting nuanced here. But this, I can't believe this is like a young woman. It's a young, bright-eyed woman. Just frauding her face off.
It's insane.
They made up 4.265 million fake accounts. They paid 18 grand for it to get these fake accounts to show up that they're real.
To get 4 million?
Yeah.
What's even funnier is in the Twitter thread that said there are fewer than 4 million students entering college every year.
That's amazing. So that's JP Morgan.
That is JP Morgan's fault.
Yeah, that's JP Morgan. Yeah. I mean, they're both at fault here, but that one's on them. It just doesn't it seem like fraud, like culture is more pervasive than like it's more like I bet if you interviewed a bunch of young people, there's kind of like an uptick in what like they think is moral business practices that is actually fraud.
I mean, go to the most fundamental level. We as a society in California can commit petty crime as we see fit. So,
like you mean stealing from Walgreens? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, if you could steal from a Walgreens, why can't you steal from JP Morgan?
Yeah. But don't you think fraud is just getting exposed more? Like what was going on in the 80s? We had no way of detecting fraud.
I don't think like like someone like this person probably didn't even know how to commit fraud then.
Yeah, I also feel like when you watch these shows, like when young people watch like the Theranos story and the Madoff and the even like the Uber story. I'm not saying Uber was fraud, but they make Travis look, pretty shifty. WeWork, like you watch all these things. I feel like it's kind of teaching people like that's what an entrepreneur looks like.
Yeah, I would think most young people watch the Uber story and the WeWork story and think Travis and Adam Newman are heroes.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Not the other way around. Like, oh, wow, they, had some practices that we probably shouldn't embody.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think that when you see you see every influencer pumping a coin, it's all a little shifty. You see FTX, you see all this stuff. Like there has to be a good amount of young entrepreneurial people that think that fraud is sort of the way to get shit done. And you hope that it legitimizes later. But you kick the door in with a little fraud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, meme stocks are back. See
Are
Bed
they?
Bath and Beyond
Ripping?
ripping.
Bed
No
Bath and
bankruptcy here.
Beyond, Carvana.
Is Carvana a meme?
No, it's not a meme. I think that's just. It might as well be a meme.
Well,
Why is that
anything that goes
popping,
up a
though?
lot is a meme stock.
Why is Carvana popping?
I mean, because they thought it was going to go bankrupt, and now obviously the games start. Even Bed Bath and Beyond is on the brink of bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Both of these are more than likely going to go bankrupt, but fuck it, might as well have some fun before the ride's over. That's literally what's happening.
Are they just like they're just after the short squeezers? Like, is that the number one? Like,
I mean, if you think this is the thing where I didn't get to watch MSNBC or CNBC or Bloomberg today, but if they want to classify these things as retail traders are back, they're wrong. It's hedge funds.
Yeah.
321 million shares of Bed Bath and Beyond traded today.
$1 billion.
but are
and
they
that's-
chasing a retail trend or?
And we already know the Robinhood trader is gone. So
Yeah.
it's not that person.
No.
Yeah, no one's on Robinhood.
Retail Joe, you can bring back the voice. Is the voice changed? What's Retail
Oh
Joe
my
doing?
gosh, the voice just.
No,
Oh Jesus!
I'm broke.
Did you keep your
He's
equity in
just
your
Joe
home at
now.
least?
I work in retail now.
Maybe not for long, Joe. It's not looking good there either.
But so if 322 million shares are traded today, these are hedge funds just playing the games, right? They're just,
Yeah.
this has nothing to do with the company. Same with Carvana. It's nothing to do with the company anymore.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's just
people,
fuckery, yeah.
Yeah. It's gambling. Carvana is amazing. It's actually the most fun stock to watch.
It is fun. It's literally at the top of my list. I watch it every day. I've never bought it, so traded it.
It's up 46% today.
To me, it's like a good show.
Really? When did this start with Carvana?
Well, they've been on a free fall for the last 6 months.
So 18 months ago, well, a year ago, I think they're a $300 stock. Between 12 and 18 months ago,
Yeah.
it went down to $4.
Wow.
It was I think $90 stock in March of 2022. So it's $4. So any time frame, it's 90+%. It's
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
When did the fuckery start? When did it start ripping and stuff?
So then it went to 20. After it went from 90, it went to 20. And then hedge funds just started buying it up over the summer, drove it to 50. I think the smart money dumped.
Yeah. And then it went to like $3.
Yeah.
Like,
And now it's at like 7 and change.
Yeah.
So.
Did you see that? I'm trying to check it now. Yeah, it looks close, if not there. That WeWork went below $1 billion market cap for a minute.
And he has $2 billion in cash.
Oh my God.
That's why he's the hero for the average Joe.
Yeah.
You're right. You're totally right. He's walking around with no shoes on in New York and fucking got $2 billion while Masa is fucked. WeWork's fucked. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to start doing some fraud. Why wouldn't you? If you're a young person watching that, why wouldn't you be like, okay, that is the route I would like to
Because
take?
the problem is we're seeing there's no punishment.
Not only is there no punishment, he just got a new business funded by the best investors in the business.
And
Yeah.
so the punishment, there's going to be punishment in Theranos, like jail.
Yeah.
Did you see SBF wrote a whole Substack
I
today?
didn't want to read it. I didn't give a shit. What did he say?
I didn't want to read it either. I
I
didn't
hate
because I
that
was
guy.
like, this is all nonsense.
By the
He's
way,
such a
something to discuss. They've found $5 billion and they have a pathway to find the rest.
Is that true? I saw it. I read it. Why should we believe that?
Well, we'll
like,
see.
where does $5 billion come out of nowhere? He said there was $350 million of cash. He wrote that in his Substack. I read the first
He's
part
a
of it.
liar. The guy's a liar.
So where's this $5 billion popping out of?
Maybe he's a moron.
So does he get off? Do you go to jail for being stupid?
No.
Yeah,
You could plead stupid. You could
I
plead
mean, look,
stupid.
if you're looking at your phone driving and hit a person and kill them, you're just stupid and negligent, and you go to prison.
I know there's a lot of like skeptics that are like, this guy might not go to jail. I'm starting to think they might be right.
This is like pleading insanity. I think this guy was a fucking arrogant sociopath, and now is like, huh?
I would have put the odds at 0% that he would be free. Now I
not
think it's
zero.
like 1 to 4% he could be free.
Oh, I think it's 10 to 20%.
That he could be free.
Yeah. I think it's pretty likely. I think there's a lot of people that want this to go away and him to not be guilty, because if he's guilty, they're kind of guilty, or they're associated, or they took money from a guilty person. And so they have a lot of incentive to try to just wait until it blows over, cut some corners.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's higher. The probability is higher that he walks.
I think every week it gets a little higher. If they actually found the 5 billion, the odds go up that he walks.
Oh, yeah. They're saying they have a pathway to another 4 some odd billion.
Because they're saying the rumor is 8 billion needs to be found. So
if you found 5, that's not bad.
I wouldn't be surprised. I
5,
mean,
you gotta let him walk.
5, he walks.
Yeah.
How long's Elizabeth Holmes going to jail for? Did
11
she get
years. 11.
How long do you think she'll actually spend?
And the Indian got, I think, 13.
He's gone.
Guy.
He's doing the full 13.
He's doing the full bid.
They're like, Brownie, you're doing 13. White woman, you're getting 4.
I think that there are young people, maybe not all young, that look at Elizabeth Holmes, even though she is going to a nice, cushy prison, and think
she's doing the Martha Stewart jail, right? Where it's like you get cable TV.
For sure.
Walk around in the grass.
Is that
but she got a show. She got a book. She got all these things. I think
she's got a tier 1 VC when she comes out.
Yep.
Oh, she'll be a partner wherever she wants.
I think there are young people that are like, I wouldn't mind that path. I'm just saying, I think these fraudsters are appealing to the youth.
I mean, they are, because even the crypto fraudsters, absent of SBF, none of them are in jail. Like the 3AC guys, they're not in jail.
None of the crypto people. And even look at Andrew Tate. The amount of people that are defending this guy when there's now like evidence of rape and, all the stuff that this guy has done, and people are just still defending him.
The Andrew Tate support is staggering.
Yeah.
I think fame is first and foremost important to a lot of people.
Like, no, but what's weird about Andrew Tate,
whatever, she has a book.
Andrew Tate, what I've realized, which I didn't realize, is in private, people actually like fuck with them.
What do you mean private? In public, people fuck
I know,
with him.
but even people like that I wouldn't suspect, I'm like, you think he's reasonable?
Let's
hear some names.
Sure.
Let's hear some names of your friends that like Andrew Tate.
Table.
What the fuck is wrong with them? What are they listening to this guy being like?
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I think there's a lot of that.
I've consumed a lot of Andrew Tate content, and I don't think anything's reasonable.
I just think when you're young and you're developing what your view of success is, I think in this day and age, fame is first. Like, you would take 4 years in a cushy cell to have a book and an HBO show. You'd take, whatever the fuck Andrew Tate's going through to be Andrew Tate. I think that. Who wants to sit in an office and want to study biology?
Yeah, just have a good run. And
not Elizabeth Holmes.
No,
she definitely didn't.
She didn't know. When it says biology, she covers her eyes. Yeah, it's just interesting. I feel like we're like. Plus, then you see Congress, asking Mark Zuckerberg why their iTunes doesn't work, and you're like, okay, this is fucking perfect.
So you think fraud escalates from here on out?
So the only thing that I'll say is it might have a little dip, because I think fraud was very easy and it was sort of very pervasive during COVID. But yes, I think when we were young, we looked at successful, shrewd entrepreneurs as like, they're aggressive. They don't take shit. They push through their ideas. Like, those are the types of people that we thought were admirable or whatever. Kind of Steve Jobs-ish, right? I think the new generation, their things that they look up to are a lot of people that are borderline fraudsters or full-on fraudsters.
Yeah,
and
because
I think it's different.
The reason why is, and we always say this just in real life, is when we see someone come out of nowhere spending money, we immediately think fraud.
Yes.
Because we know, as people that have built businesses and earned money, it is fucking impossible to make that kind of wealth,
that type of money, yeah,
if it's not known what you do.
Yeah, 100%.
Very clear. If we can't see the path of the way you've made money, outsiders are going to look and be like, how the fuck did you do that? Because there are no shortcuts in real life.
And I think we think that. I think young people think ask for advice. Subscribe to their YouTube. Learn from them.
No, but I'd even say like innovation definitely in the last 3 to 4 years took a big hit, because investors were just so eager to get into all these so-called hot deals.
Yeah.
And they were giving these 25-year-old founders $100-200 million a secondary. And then you find them in $30-40 million houses in Beverly Hills. Like, you're not going to build a company.
Yeah.
If you've already got 200 million in the bank.
Yeah.
And I think that era is done. So I'm curious, A, does it not motivate people to want to start companies? Because that path, at least for the next 5 years, is over.
Gone.
The next 10, maybe there's another bull market where you're able to.
But then it'll go back to like the nerds who just want to work, who are going to be the successful ones again.
Yeah. Because it was
and then
just
we'll have another circus come to town. It'll
Yeah.
come in waves.
I think
Everyone's got to lay low for a little
I
bit.
actually think we'll actually have real innovation because of what you said. The nerds are actually going to be like, I actually just want to build this.
Yeah.
And they won't care about taking 20 million in the Series B and, living in Beverly Hills. They're just going to be like, I'm building my company, and once
Whatever happens,
that
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you
I
need
worry
those
that the
people.
way
You need those people.
Yeah.
I worry that the way things were the last few years is like a new door unlocked that's like hard to forget. Like the hunger for the unicorn is there now. I don't know. I feel like if a person had some crazy idea next year, it could get overfunded and under due diligence in a second. Like the appetite is still there.
So I'm curious because I was trying to think of one. If you asked me in 2021, what's the quick hustle? I can name you 50. NFTs, DeFi, crypto, meme stocks. Like you can just go down the list.
Yeah.
What is it today? I can't even think of one. What would someone say?
OpenAI.
No, but you can't even get into it, right? But what's the hustle?
You want to know what the hustle is? I know what it is. In California, when it rains, you drive an Uber.
So that's not millions of dollars of scamming.
No, you get $100, $200.
Not bad.
Can you
Not
think
bad
of a
starting
hustle?
point.
Can you think of a hustle? I can't.
Other than scamming your, like saying that you're using AI or OpenAI, I could see a few of those getting overfunded and underlooked at.
I'm even saying for the
No.
retail guy, because the retail guy had 50 scams he could do in 2021.
No.
I wouldn't say scams.
Not
Hustles.
scams, hustles. Sorry.
Yeah.
Card collecting, Pokemon.
NFTs.
25
NFTs,
hustles, 25 scams. Just saying the line's blurry.
Yeah, it is blurry. Yeah, PPP.
PPP, the stimulus, employment.
Can I
Unemployment.
tell you something?
Robbery's still hot. You can still, start a little gang and
So it's pretty small scale stuff.
yeah.
It's crazy. Stimulus will turn out to be the biggest disaster in world history.
I think you could just say COVID. You could just say
I think-
COVID.
I
All the
think-
consequences of COVID.
No, consequence.
I
COVID
think the
itself
two thing-
is not going to be as big of a disaster. I think the amount of lives that are going to be ruined because of stimulus is staggering.
1 million people did die.
I'm saying, I think millions of people's lives are being ruined.
Yeah.
I
that's
think if
possible.
you add shutting down schools, I'm just forecasting that in 10 years, we do some sort of study that gets released about the effect of shutting down schools. And I think it's horrendous.
Yeah, I mean,
Not to
we
mention
talked
like
about
the
it.
suicide and drug addiction. Like, I think lockdowns and it'll just look, and who would have known? I'm not blaming anyone, but like, man,
Fauci will go down as like the most pivotal figure in this decade
Yeah.
by far.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone is going to have a bigger impact on America. You could think of it positive,
but isn't
negative.
Fauci just suggesting policy, and it's up to the politicians to actually
Sure, but,
enforce
like,
the
He's
policy?
just the face of it.
He's the face of
He's
it.
the
though.
face of
Yeah.
it. But
He's going to
every
take, he's the
governor and-
character.
Yeah,
Uh,
but he urged public. He was the public face of like, go get vaccinated.
Where's Bricks?
But you got to keep in
She
mind,
bounced.
he's the public face of, I don't want to sound crazy here, but this is like pretty openly discussed now, like potentially funding the research at the lab, that the thing, like if it comes out down the road that it did indeed 100% come from the lab, and by nature, whether he actually, blah, 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 was in the wrong or not, he gave the grants and funded the research. Like he could go down one way or another. The best guy that did the best things to some people, he'll always be that. And then he could literally be this like super villain in 10 years.
So
I agree.
Here's my thing with Fauci, where I think he gets a bad rap, is he's been a public servant for decades. he doesn't work for pharmaceutical companies. He doesn't have a Pfizer consultancy job or
But he won't
Moderna.
admit that, right? He won't. They asked him that on the stand in front of Congress. Can you disclose how much money you get in royalties, or anyone on your staff gets in
But
royalties from?
they
and he
have to
wouldn't
like
say.
publicly show their.
What are you talking about? Nothing. You're taking documents home.
I didn't watch the whole thing, admittedly, and I'm not trying to dogpile on Fauci here, but I do. They did ask him, like Ron Paul or someone said, like, how much in royalties have you or any of your people made? And he wouldn't answer.
I didn't see that, so I'll go.
Yeah,
look
we
at
should
that interview.
both research because I don't
yeah.
know either. But
I don't know either, but it just seems like if you're a public servant, because he did do well with Ebola, he did do well with SARS.
yeah,
He was
I
in
think he
charge of all
means
that
well.
stuff.
Look, I think.
So if it's different between being wrong on some things rather than being evil, which is where I
Yeah.
think
No,
I agree.
here's
Like,
what I
you-
actually believe. I actually believe that he just got punch drunk on power.
I think he got
and that's the real problem is that he was like, oh shit, I'm the most powerful person in the world. The entire world was living by
I will
overnight.
say he had to overcorrect because you had an administration that did not take this seriously at all, and 1 million people did die.
Yeah, but like, I don't think that would have been
And there was no information.
It was unavoidable.
But no one knew that in April of 2020.
I know, but we kept going.
No, then it turned into the local politicians like that Barbara Fryer woman in LA
Yeah,
who was shutting down restaurants
yeah,
for no reason in 2021.
but that was led
But
by
wasn't that
a
on his
belief.
guidance?
Yeah, that was
No,
under-
I think you could call it a trickle down. Like he was saying things and then they were like, oh, I can shut
But
down
this guy
restaurants
said-
and go to French Laundry myself. Great.
This guy said to mask up like still or something. Like his guidance is pretty severe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, who knows? And I do believe at the end of the day, I don't think Fauci is an evil guy by any means or had like, I'm going to fuck everyone. But like, man, the guy instantly had all of this stuff on his shoulders. He probably did the best he could, but I don't know how it's going to age. It's really interesting to see because he did just become the face of the decision of how to react to COVID is him.
Here's the problem we're learning about a lot of history is all these inclinations people have kind of tend to be right. Some of it's just conspiracy, batshit crazy stuff. I agree with that. I'd say 90% is. But like, you know, the very obvious stuff was like, you know, like JFK, it's stuff like that where everyone's like, this doesn't like, why would Americans want to kill like the most beloved president in fucking American history? It's like a lot
weapons
of
of mass
these.
destruction. There's a few of those things where people are like, I don't know.
So before we recorded the pod, Drum and I were talking about this interview, Peter Zahan, who's like
you
this
gotta listen to it, D.
economic.
Okay.
This guy is a
global
crazy-
What fraud is he
A
exposing?
lot of fraud.
Let's hear.
Fraud is insane.
Okay.
So Drum and I were both talking about it, and you know, I don't read many books, but Vivek sent me one of his books in the beginning of the pandemic. You got to read it. Read it. It was like,
What's it called?
I forget. I'll find it. It was basically talking about all the different countries and in the world and why America is going to be the preeminent favorite to be the global superpower. There's no threat to our superpower. He brought up geography, how we have so many rivers, we have access to oceans, blah, blah, blah. And our population's still aging. We still have a young population. And we're fine. And it all made sense. Then he goes on Rogan and he's unhinged.
Unhinged. Just the boldest takes.
Let's hear it.
And so sure.
So the biggest take he had, which I think was probably half the pod, was China is over in 10 years. Like over war, internally, famine, people are dying, hundreds of millions of people disappear.
10 years.
Where do they disappear? They die.
He's
it's a wasteland.
It was insane, the shit he was saying. And, you know, Rogan normally pushes back on people when they say crazy stuff, but I just don't think he was equipped with information because he just started spitting out facts. 90% of food in China requires at least one output from outside of China. So they aren't food secure. They're not energy secure. They're, you know, you named all these different things. And 10 years is the most insane prediction I've ever heard.
Yeah.
10 years.
I mean,
no matter what. He said it could go this way, could go that way. Either way, gone in 10 years.
Gone. He said there's just going to be Beijing, Shanghai, and like Guangzhou.
He said literally what it means to be a human will be completely different in 10 years.
What does that mean?
Because of the global economics and the way everything is shifting and all these different people that are...
Is that COVID related?
No, nothing to COVID. He just
Nope.
thinks the country's not secure on any of their resources, and they're fucked. And if you said 100 years, I'm like, okay, maybe.
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
You got to
That's
listen. It's
2 World
3
Cups.
hours. It's
2
3
World
hours
Cups.
of insane bold takes said so confidently. It's
So
insane.
confident. And he said electronic vehicle is the biggest sham on the planet.
Wow.
I need
Those are
someone
gonna
to
be
fact
gone,
check
too.
that. He said
What's this sham about? then?
it's a bigger carbon footprint than whatever we
It's
have
all
today.
supported. The infrastructure is
Yeah.
all coal based.
It was just like hot take after hot take.
He came prepared. He knew he was going to become famous off this fucking episode.
Yeah.
So then I was talking to a bunch of my friends who you obviously know who read all this shit, and they were just like, he just got wacky. He just knew he was getting famous, so he's just saying crazier and crazier shit.
He
Yeah,
went
right
balls
away.
to the wall. It's fucking
Fraud.
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 Fraud, yeah.
He's like, fuck it. Doesn't matter what I say.
It was wild. You got to listen to it. Because if you just listen to it as someone who's not going to dig the next layer, you would think the world's over in 10 years.
Well,
Like,
China's
which is
over.
99.9%.
China's over in
No,
10 years.
then what'd you think about the cartels he was talking about?
What are
Yeah, I
they
don't
taking
know.
over?
I don't know. He was so confident.
So confident.
What's happened to the cartels?
His take was that the new El Chapo is a saint.
Okay.
Compared to what we're dealing with now.
Because
And
he kept
that-
everything in order and he just wanted to sell drugs. That was his business. Don't disrupt. Don't kill Americans. Don't do any of that. Just sell
And he
drugs.
credited El Chapo with the decline in the homicide rate in America. See, he said El Chapo's a hero.
Well, that's what people thought about Saddam Hussein in the Middle East.
Yeah.
That he kept the
It's a similar
entire
take.
region. He kept the region intact.
Yeah.
Yes, it was oppressed, but it was a safer time.
He basically said this, is it Sinaloa? I don't know how to
Yeah,
pronounce
Sinaloa.
it. Sinaloa
Yeah.
cartel basically disbanded gangs in like LA and everywhere that they control drugs now. You guys are on the sidelines, so there's no reason to kill people. We control everything.
yeah, and
And
now
now there's a
take.
new one, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. They're like, fuck it. Their mentality is come in, kill people. It's power. It's like scare people, take power. And he's like, they could very easily cross the border and start shooting blonde girls named Rachel. It
Yeah,
could
he
be
kept
fucking-
saying blonde girls named Rachel.
probably some girl named Rachel broke up with them, and he's like still bummed
Yeah.
about it.
No, Rachel from Phoenix. He kept saying Rachel
Yeah,
from Phoenix.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
wild.
You got to listen.
This is just batshit crazy.
I mean, I haven't heard that take. Joe Rogan even said he hadn't heard that take, that El Chapo is the reason why the homicide rate's down in America.
No. It's a
good
bold.
take,
That's
though.
what I'm saying. Like saying El Chapo kept normalcy and stability. That's like, okay, that's an understandable take. Saying that the murder rate in the U.S. is down because of El Chapo, you're like, all right, dude, I guess.
Let him free.
Thank you.
Or is
Yeah,
he
let him
alive? I
free.
don't even know.
El Chapo? No, he's locked up.
Yeah, they just locked up his son. He's locked up. They just locked up his son, and now they're like rioting and going nuts. And like there was a video they showed, I think on that episode, maybe of guys shooting a
shooting
50
that plane.
cal at a
Yeah.
passenger plane.
I just
Anywho.
flew through Mexico. So did you?
Yeah,
Me too.
not safe.
Yeah, we all just literally dodged a bullet. Okay, here's some news. Amazon Thursday Night Football off to a rough start.
Yeah, we talked about this on a previous episode. But
Yeah.
what's crazy is they're going to have to.
Well, say the numbers. Thursday night football audiences on Amazon missed estimates by up to 25%.
Yeah. And they're going to have to make advertisers whole.
Insane.
They're the only ones with cash. Like,
Like, yeah,
NBC's
whatever.
not doing that.
Procter & Gamble, here you go. Here's your $50 million back. Fuck off.
Come back next year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you think that's just time? Like people need to adjust to it being over there?
yeah, I agree. I think it's time.
I think
Often
no
I would
one
be
has
like,
smart
I want to
TVs.
watch the game. And then I was like, where is it? And then I just forgot and I just didn't watch it.
I think they're just banking on mobile. Because I don't know. Like I talked about this previously, but like I'd be at a restaurant on a Thursday night, want the game on. They're like, we don't have a smart TV.
Yeah, I wonder what happens there. Like, is that ridiculous? Like, do restaurants just
No, they go get a Prime subscription and they'll eventually cave. That's what Amazon's
they have
banking
to
on.
like put in smart TVs or Apple TVs or
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're about to lead into network television wildcard football, and the numbers are going to be insane.
50 million,
Yeah.
100 million.
It's we're going to get north of 30 million per game.
Oh, easily.
Easy.
And some game will be 40.
Cowboys, Brady. That's going to be 40 million.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football.
That's America.
Did Brady
That's
get
just
benched?
Monday?
That's this Monday.
Wild card Monday?
Well, they haven't done Monday since I
Why
remember.
not? They're like, fuck it, let's just own the whole week.
And the Cowboys, Tom Brady. Give me a break. That's, that should be an American holiday, not the. I mean, it is, right?
It is. It's a holiday that weekend.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they
It's
know.
TB12
NFL
day.
is just so well run. Golden Globes, on the other hand, came out on a Tuesday.
Yeah, what are they doing?
Who watched that?
points.
Did anyone watch that?
I watched the monologue with Gerard Carmichael. Hilarious.
Yeah, he's funny. Yeah, he did.
He's really funny. And
How many people watch?
6.3.
That's 6 more million people than I would have thought.
Me too. That's not bad.
That's pretty good. A
I mean, it
fourth of an
should
NFL
be.
game?
and
That's pretty
it's-
wild when you say it that way, though, because it's like this is fucking once a year.
Yeah.
Like the biggest stars in the world, and like it's like, not bad with the Jaguars versus the fucking. Like, what?
But you know what the problem is that like you watch the Golden Globes and like, I hate to say it. I mean, like the forced diversity is a fucking. It's a.
I know.
It looks weird.
I mean, I didn't watch it, so but I can imagine what they would have done.
Yes, it's
just
just like the
feels-
presenters who won all the awards. It's just like, come on.
What's crazy is content's hot. Like TV shows are hot. There's hot. This was a great year of movies and TV shows.
Yeah. The problem
It's
is
just
that
nobody cares about a fucking award show. It's so stupid. Like the whole
No, here's the
format
thing
is
is-
so
is-
dumb.
there's a way to win this. Look, the NFL. There was a brief time when the kneeling was happening that the NFL
Kneeling, concussions.
It was existential crisis. Will the NFL exist in 10 years? That was literally what was talked about.
Oh yeah.
But they cleaned it up.
Did they? Someone almost died last week, and they had
Yeah, they
record
didn't clean shit
viewership.
up. They
He's
just
alive.
making
He's a
great
goddamn
content.
hero.
They cleaned up the marketing of the game.
Yes.
But the
that's
lesson
it.
is simply
They're-
great content wins. They just
Yes,
kept
and
making
it-
great content. Golden Globes is shit content.
The lesson is
They should have. I mean,
no, the lesson is very simple. In America, you want to win at content, keep the fucking politics out. You just have to. It doesn't fucking work.
I don't disagree with you at all, but I'm just saying at the end of the day, politics or no politics, NFL was just great fucking content. So they did the politics for a minute, they got it out, and now they're back to great content. The Golden Globes is shit content covered in politics. So it's a lose-lose.
Yeah.
what's crazy about the NFL is Damar Hamlin effectively. He actually resuscitated from death on the field. And the NFL turned that into a rallying cry for the next weekend for everyone to watch more NFL.
Yes.
Oh man, like the three. I saw
I
the
was throwing my
threes on the
three up.
30
Yeah.
on the 30-yard lines were all
And
highlighted. Holy
Everyone
cow.
had the Damar Hamlin for 3, which look, he obviously deserves all the recognition and amazing that he's recovering. But the NFL turned that into a positive.
Yeah.
Like someone died on your field.
Yeah, they
didn't
fucking
die.
did.
Resuscitated his
I mean,
life.
technically he did, right? His heart must have stopped.
His heart stopped.
He technically died on the field. And they fucking made it incredible.
And they're the best
content.
goddamn doctors in the world, too.
And I watched the
They
next
flipped
week
it.
on TikTok all the clips of like them honoring the team doctors who came out and resuscitated him. The threes, everyone throwing up their threes.
Heroes.
I mean, every
Oh,
clip
man,
was
they're
like,
good.
name your famous NFL star, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. Like, we're playing for 3 or pray for 3. They're wearing the shirts, and the NFL just flipped it.
It's good marketing.
It's
They are
unreal.
brilliant.
But here's the thing
marketing.
is like the Golden Globes, you know why the Golden Globes should be one of the biggest shows every year? You know why it's so special? You have all of these celebrities in this tiny little room getting drunk and having fun.
Yeah.
That it should be
And they go on stage saying they're
shit.
drunk. Yeah.
There should be
it should-
some head trauma. Someone should tackle another one.
I
There's
know,
a
but it should
boxing
just
match.
be fun. Like everyone's clowning everybody. It should be like we can't be sensitive about people's feelings. It's like even when Ricky Gervais or Chris Rock used to do it, it was so funny. And they used to do no holds bar, and it was like an amazing experience. And even Gerard Carmichael was pretty funny. Like he did a good job, and like he was making fun of the fact that like, yeah, I know I'm here only because I'm black, but you know, I told my cousin how much money I was gonna make, and she's like, yeah, you're doing this, and it's like I
So-
think it's important to just have fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen any of the clips recently. For whatever reason, on my TikTok algorithm, I'm getting fed the Justin Bieber roast and clips from that.
Hilarious.
hilarious.
It was
Holy
hilarious.
smokes. If you can say that, can you say that stuff in 2023?
No, none of it.
The roast could not exist.
Because
It
not only
was
what they said to
insane.
Justin, it's what they all said to each other. It's what Justin said to the
yeah,
other
no,
people.
to each
way.
other. Yeah.
You couldn't
the
do
stuff
that.
they were saying about Kevin Hart and Shaq and Ludacris. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah.
There's no way. That's why it all lives on TikTok. That's why these people are so stupid. Is if you're Comedy Central, your goal is to get viewers. You won't do that shit because it's too risky and scary. So instead, TikTok gets the viewers.
Yeah.
Because everyone's just repurposing if you're not going to do it, people are going to consume it.
Yeah.
So give the viewers over to China.
Yeah, I was actually in line, like down the street, like getting a sandwich and like bursting out laughing at some of the jokes. They're insane because you don't get to hear that. You don't get to hear that.
No, you don't. I've been getting a lot of old Key and Peele. I have no idea why, but there's some funny ones, man. And there was one the other day where they're like, it was a guy giving a political speech and he's like, all the white people, the black people, the gay people, and they keep putting the camera on this guy as like the example of a gay person. And he's like, no, I'm not gay. And like, you could never do that.
And what's cool about the roast is, I know it's for everyone that they've done, is that these guys are getting shitted on by whoever the comic is, and the other 8 guests on stage, and they're just laughing.
Yeah.
They're like, you're getting told some pretty uncouth stuff
Wild
about your
shit.
side.
Yeah.
Just
it should
laughing.
be like that. Everyone should do a roast. There should be a contest. I don't know, but it's a shame that, you know what else is kind of funny is that this take was like the super right take, like right wing, like probably 6 years ago,
2016 for sure.
Yeah, like keep
when everyone was shitting on
out of my,
everyone was shitting on Trump at every award show. Yep.
Yeah, and I think that was
they just
kind of the right.
overdid it.
Yeah, the thing is like you're allowed to like even they had Zelensky speak at the Golden Globes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I didn't see that. Yeah,
Here's the thing though. I think it's like Colin Kaepernick kneeling at the time to me felt right and felt like, okay, we're taking a moment to use our platform to take a stand. It just feels like we kind of like the left overdid it and they made that the content.
Yeah.
Like, let's have a fucking politics fest here for 4 hours.
Yeah, like who's oppressed more?
Yeah.
It's like a game.
It became the content.
And even our next topic, Kumail, very famous actor who he was did he play a superhero?
Yeah, that's why he got all buff, right?
Yeah, he got all buff. He's recently in which I heard is an incredible movie as the founder of Chippendales, who is apparently an Indian guy, and he was saying in his press tour that Hollywood is so afraid to cast non-white people as villains.
Yeah. You know what someone pointed out the other day is like, that all the actors in all the human actors in Avatar were white because they're all villains.
Oh my God.
Which I don't know. I don't remember if that was accurate or not, but like, if so, it's a funny take.
So there's a perfect, it's overcorrecting. And what are you going to do? Now, every movie with a villain can't cast a person of color. So they lose the jobs.
It's wild, man. We just go back and forth from like, cause then it's going to be like, allow different races to be villains. Why are you keeping them from those roles? And then that, and then like, it's just like swings of like, how woke can you be,
Oh my God. It's so fascinating on like the range of which the chaos goes from left to right.
Swings. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's wrap it up with winners, losers, and content recommendations for the week. Dee, who's your biggest winner for the last week?
My biggest winner, which I'm not a fan of, we find him quite annoying, is Prince Harry. His book is having record sales all over the world, particularly in the UK. He sold 1.4 million copies just in the first day.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't. I mean,
people's obsession with the royal family and particularly Princess Diana will never go away. They're going to be the most iconic family forever. And it's just, it is
a lot of Diana stuff, huh? Because a lot of his stories are about his mom and what he remembers. And
yeah, which I think that's the real kind of grab. She's probably one of the most like iconic women ever.
Yeah.
if not probably the most. I don't know. I mean, she's probably one of the most famous people ever.
Yeah, she definitely is.
Well, it worked. I mean, all the press of the killings at war or whatever happened there and the this and that. I mean, it worked. He sold books.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a winner. Anand?
Crypto.
What?
Actually, you've seen the prices.
Anand, it's 2023, not 2022.
Just a quick 20% in 5 days. Nothing to see here on hundreds of
What
billions of dollars in
happened?
market cap.
What happened?
Still down 80%.
Oh,
I mean, everything's
18,000.
down 80%.
What do you think's going on there, Anand? Because I mean,
Actually, there's no news.
I think the FTX. They're like, oh, it's all here still.
No, I think it's just. I mean, the amount of fraud that is happening in crypto in 2022, and there's a rally right now, just proves to you that it's not going anywhere.
But isn't CZ about to implode? Like,
Yeah, he'll implode. Then we'll take
Right.
another 40% haircut, and then we'll go back up.
There'll be a new guy.
that's fair enough.
C. Drop the C.
Yeah, Z.
Just Z. My winner's Trevonta Davis. He had a big fight last weekend, won it very,
Aren't you
seemingly
friends with him?
easily. A little bit. Wouldn't say friends, but acquaintances. He just he knocked the guy out. I think he's like 28-0 with 26 knockouts. Like the guy's just a fucking knockout machine. He sold out. There was some sort of record-breaking number at the arena in Washington, D.C. And the guy's just like, he's a modern-day boxing superstar. Modern-day, kind of like a Mike Tyson type character. Not comparing him to Mike Tyson, but you get the point.
Yeah. Speaking of combat sports, you have something to tease for the next episode, D?
Yeah, there is a very well-known gentleman that will
One
not
of the
be
most
disclosed.
well-known.
One of the most well-known gentlemen on the internet. Is talking about our co-star here,
Our combat sports resident.
combat
A
sports
resident
residents,
combat sports expert.
and we're going to talk about it on Sunday. It could make drama the winner or the loser of the week.
yeah, that could go a lot
Actually,
of
and
ways.
content. Yeah, it could be all three.
It could be all three.
Oh man. Okay. All right. There you go. D, who's your loser?
My loser is the Golden Globes. I just like, I'm all for diversity. I'm all for equality, but like, you can't let the product suffer to force something.
Yep.
And I think that's what America is realizing in a lot of places is like, I saw it's a very hot take from Clay Travis that he said that
Oof, you're quoting Clay Travis.
Wow,
Yeah,
he
it
went
is.
all the way right.
Jeez.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. He did make a valid point. He's like, the administration were so concerned about showing diversity in their cabinet that we got Pete Buttigieg for transportation secretary instead of someone that came from the transportation industry. And so that's a valid point. Like, was he the most qualified person for the job?
No.
Yeah.
And I think
just-
that
yeah.
But that happens all the time with all these. If you could go through every cabinet of the last
yeah.
4 administrations, both Trump, Obama, these are like favors that are done politically to put them
I
in
agree.
high.
Why can't he do like something else? There's a lot of positions.
I think we didn't realize how important this was going to be with the ports
Yeah.
and now airlines. And
Usually like the Treasury Secretary comes from finance,
yeah, they come from the private sector.
which is fine. That makes
You know
sense
what?
to me.
What blows my mind about this
I'd
diversity
rather have a
thing?
pilot do it. Just some random pilot from Delta. Be
Have
the
a truck
the
driver.
secretary.
Have
Yeah,
anyone
truck
who's
driver.
ever even been in charge of their own transporting.
Yeah. An Uber driver has more fucking
If you run like a
experience.
fleet of 10 trucks, you probably are more qualified.
100%.
The wildest thing to me about this diversity thing, because once again, I'm obviously all for it too, is like instead of figuring out how to go a little bit farther down the chain and train and educate a more diverse group of people and figure out why there's the disparity there, whether that's like, early schooling or whatever. It's just like instead, like, nope, we put the person there and they technically are of this sexual orientation. So we checked our box. Like it's so like silly.
Yeah.
Like you just want the label of like how many of this person, how many of that person, how many of that.
And not
instead
actually
of,
fix
like,
the root of the problem.
yeah, like why aren't more people, in these fields or educated or like you got to go a little further down the chain here.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay, Anna, who's your loser?
My loser's actually the opposite of D. It's Harry. Like he sold some books,
This is good.
got a ton of publicity, but
He's hot.
he seems like
What's
an internet.
his other option?
He seems like an internet meme,
Yeah.
and his Q rating, as they call it, for like how favorably you're
Likability, is
viewed
that
at.
what that is?
Yeah, likability has to be at an all-time low. And I'm curious, he's been able to hobnob with the biggest CEOs, the biggest A-listers in the world the last 3 years. Like Obama's, Jay-Z, Beyonce, like you name it. Like whoever he wanted, Bob Iger. He's kind of a clown now. Like,
But he makes money.
Are A-listers going to distance himself? Like, will Jay-Z and Beyonce want to be seen at a dinner at Hotel Bel Air with Meghan Markle and Harry? I don't think so.
100% yes.
But don't you think that Harry has a very big, I mean, he just sold like a crazy number of books. Don't you think that when it comes to like liberal middle America moms, this guy runs shit?
Yeah.
And you want that. Like that's
there's so many people.
But you think A-listers will still, I know like,
I do.
like John Legend and Chrissy Teigen will.
Yeah.
I don't know if like others will.
I think there's a lot whacker people that those people will associate with because you just got to play the fame game. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think there's
Like,
a
will-
large group.
Will you think
that still-
Barack and Michelle will go to dinner with him? I don't.
Guaranteed. I think.
Oh, that's
zero hesitation.
100%.
You might see that photo this weekend. I don't know where they're all at, but I think zero question.
Yeah.
Interesting. I thought so. Maybe he's a winner.
No. I mean, it's good to have your take as him as a loser. I just think, unfortunately, look, I also think, unfortunately, like, what else is he going to do? Like, your best bet is to become a fucking meme and sell some books. Like, what's he going to do? Go back to war? Fucking be Rambo again?
Send him to Ukraine.
This time I killed 100 Russians.
I could see him going to Ukraine with the Zelensky photo shoot.
Yeah. Whatever.
Who knows? It's all just part of that whole thing, that theater of like, whatever. But hey, he sold a bunch of books, so good for him. Who's my loser? My loser is fucking in Virginia. A 6-year-old shot his teacher.
What?
Yes. In
So
Newport.
who's the loser? The teacher?
Everyone. Fucking everyone. This kid, his parents. The kid apparently.
Is the teacher alive?
Yeah, she survived, but she was teaching a class, I think, with 20 students. And the kid, it looks like intentionally brought his mom's legally purchased gun to school and pulled it out and shot the teacher. 6 years old. Do you know what a 6-year-old looks like? How old's Dom?
5. He looks like a 6-year-old.
Exactly. Imagine that. That is absurd.
I don't even let Dominic do the gun like
Fingers?
hand gesture.
Yeah. Yeah, this kid took a gun to school and shot his teacher at 6.
So what happens to him? He's 6. What are they going to do? Just put him in some therapy?
He becomes someone very scary in a few years.
He gets no snacks before bed tonight.
Yeah,
I don't
what's
know.
the
What do you do?
consequence?
I don't think
Lock
there's
him
any
up.
real.
Lock him up
Where are you locking him up?
in his bedroom.
Yeah, I think a formal lockdown in the bedroom for a couple years might be.
Grounded for 10 years.
You just
let
slide
him
fucking.
give him the internet and let him just get radicalized.
Arrest the parents.
You just slide dino nuggets under the door. There's no internet. That's the punishment. You got books. 2 years, books, dino nuggets under the door.
Well, we gotta make sure we clear these books too. We don't need.
Oh yeah. Nothing radical. I'm talking like Oprah and fucking Prince Harry.
6 is really young.
Yeah. I mean, what happens? Like, imagine your life. Imagine if you're like walking around today as an adult and you're like, yeah, well, I shot my teacher when I was 6. Like, what? How do you even? And what type of parenting leads,
to
like
that.
you guys know you're around kids now, right? You have kids. So like, what would it take for a 6-year-old to grab a gun out of your home and take and shoot their teacher? Like, what is going on in that house?
I mean, I pack my kid's backpack every day still. He's a year away from that. I'm assuming next year I'll still be packing
You
his
better
backpack.
be packing it.
So did the parents pack a gun and said, "Good luck today. We know it's scary out there. If Jimmy gets you on the basketball court, you pop him."
Pop them.
I'm surprised more of that's not happening.
The parents just giving a gun to school.
Yeah.
Plus,
That's
what are you
kind of
doing with a
insane.
gun, a loaded gun that's so easily accessible to your 6-year-old?
And,
Like, you're telling
I
me
mean,
he never before has shown that he
I've
knows where
never-
that is?
I've never shot a gun, but I know you have. Don't you need like some strength to like pull the trigger?
No, if you need strength, especially depending on the gun, like a 6-year-old, it would recoil really hard.
So I'd probably hit him in the face.
Probably, but I don't know how. I think he just shot once, or this teacher didn't die. So I think he probably just pulled it out, shot it, probably dropped it, whatever. I don't know how a 6-year-old holds on to a gun though.
Yeah, that's what
But
I
the
would
trigger
think.
pull is really easy. That's the scary part about guns. It's anyone, a 2-year-old could pull a trigger.
Okay. Good technology.
Yeah. Okay, content. D, what's your content for
football?
Yeah.
Wild card weekend. I am watching football. Everyone should watch football.
Yeah, I like that. I'm of the same vein. I'll be watching tons of football this weekend, but I'm also a little late to the game. I'm sure most people have already watched it, but I'm finally on season 3 of Jack Ryan. It's fantastic.
It's awesome. A lot of violence.
Yeah, I'm on episode 4, season 3.
Wait till you discover Yellowstone. Your head's gonna explode.
I haven't watched it.
I gotta really commit to that. I started it. I got like 3 episodes in. It's just so much fucking farms and horses and
yeah, a lot of content.
I got to get into the story though. It was too Wild West for me.
No,
but I know I'm wrong. I understand that I'm wrong. Everyone says it's the best show ever. I got to get into it. Mine is the Bernie Madoff show on Netflix. It is incredible. I've seen so many Bernie Madoff things over the years, documentaries, stories. I kind of felt like I've seen it all. What am I really going to see here? But it's just really well done. And the way the details that they add to the story. And it's just a great little 4-part series or 5.
Okay, great. Yeah, I watched, I think, half of the first episode.
Yeah, very good. Is that it? Did I miss anything?
No, we just have one big shout out, and that is that the Chatty Cathy Club is going to launch next week. Woo! So head over to chattycathyclub.com and make sure you're on the email list. And we're talking about all the things we're going to do between meetups and job boards and connecting all the Cathys. One of the things we've also decided to do is 10% of the money we generate from the Chatty Cathy Club will go to giving grants to Cathys to help jumpstart their business.
Nice.
It's great.
So,
feels like with my new mentality, I should add some fraud in here somewhere. You know what I mean? We might be too by the book.
So if you're
here.
going to commit fraud here, how would you do it?
I don't know. I'd say we're giving away $1 million.
Yeah, exactly. You promise a giveaway that you're never going to give.
You just say if for every million we raise, we give away $1 million.
Yeah,
easy. And then we already are looking to raise. Looks like we'll be raising about 20 million this quarter. And congratulations, we just hit 3 million members in the Chatty Cathy Club.
And then we fake donate to Ari's company and say we gave him $1 million, and he confirms it.
Yeah, this is good.
So if you're still interested after all that, head over to chattycathyclub.com.
And then Ari gives a testimonial how we saved his life. And
I mean, for $16K, we can get 4.5 million fucking members. No, this is good. Okay, join so we don't have to be frauds. We're trying to play it by the book and join the club. Is there another one?
Yeah, we have a shout out from Jenny to David Dominguez. A big birthday shout out on January 16th. He'll be turning 26 years old. He wanted to know if we have any more of the Top of the Morning shirts for his birthday. We actually don't, but we might. Maybe we do. We did make some fun shirts. We'll go check it out. And then this is good. He makes spicy salsa and he wants to know if we want some. Hell yeah.
I would love salsa.
Spicy salsa.
Love salsa.
Send it over.
Salsadeyola.com.
DEYOLA.com. Salsa, DEYOLA.com.
Okay. That's awesome. Check it out. The next one is from Corey to his wife, Sarah. Also a birthday, January 15th. They've been listening for over a year, and they just are about to have their first child.
Congratulations.
Nice.
And Corey said you're an amazing wife. I cannot verify that, but Corey believes it. So,
and given the episode, if you got it to this point, the only parental advice: keep packing your kids' backpacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's our only advice to the parents listening.
You're not packing, they might be.
Last shout out is from Daniel Martinez to Adrian Gamboa, aka AG, 29th birthday on January 12th. He's now one of their biggest fans, and they enjoy recapping the pod together and, of course, playing golf. Hey,
Wow.
Golf
Hey,
pod.
There you go. I know
One of
all
the
about
things
it.
for the Chatty Cathy Club is the golf tournament that Drama is going to have to host.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Golf tournament, a round with drama, something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I mean,
That's
the
on my
Cathys are
map of,
cool. I'd
like,
like to play some golf with the Cathys.
Yeah, like create like a you know, a quarterly a golf kind of.
I'll take it one farther. I will guarantee Drama, a Kathy, and a very close friend of mine will host you at one of the most exclusive golf clubs in Los Angeles.
Wow.
I'll put that on there.
Wow.
He doesn't know, but he's going to be forced to.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great. Okay.
No wokeness in there.
No. They've never even heard of the Golden Globes.
No, they're sleeping there. Oh, man. Okay, that's it?
That's it.
There we go. All right,
Oh,
guys.
and then
thanks.
actually, last shout out. Shout out is to John over at Dropped, who's helping us with the Chatty Cathy Club. It's dropped.club. If you're interested in kind of launching something similar, hit John up at dropped.club.
There you go. Okay. Everyone, thanks for listening. Have an incredible weekend, and we will be back on Sunday.